Hey guys, so today I'll be teaching you guys how to use Jeta to animate your UI screens. I promise you it's very simple. But before I go ahead, I would like to give you some reality check. The honest truth is I can't teach you everything. Alright, I can't teach you everything about this animation. I can only teach you how to use Jeta. But for you to come up with something good, you have to be naturally creative. And a way in which you can build your creativity is by exposing yourself to other people's work. So look at other things, other similar things that have been done similar to this one, and try to feed your eyes, feed your mind. That is how to boost your creativity. So let's get right into it. Let's say I want to animate this particular screen you're looking at here. So the first thing I'll do is I'll select the presentation frame, not this phone frame itself, but the presentation frame. Then I'll use my control forward slash to open my plugin widget. Then I'll search for Jitter. This is it. It's the last thing I actually used, but you can also come to plugins and widgets and just search for Jitter. So this is the Jitter plugin. So click on it. It's going to run, and once it runs, you copy it into a Jitter file. But before this, please make sure you already have a Jeta account. So go to jitter.com and try to open an account with them. So you can now come and use the plugin from your Figma screen here. So I'll just open this design in Jeta right now. Okay, good. So now I have my design in Jeta. Before we go ahead, I would like to give you the introduction to Figma, to the Jeta interface, right? So it's similar, kind of similar to Figma. The only difference is that Figma has its own toolbox at the bottom, while Jeta has its own at the top. You can play around this whole thing. And yes, you can also create some designs on Jeta, but it's more easy when you create your designs from Figma. You just import them just the way I've showed you just now. Then after importing your design, you can see it's very similar to Figma. Like I said, we have our layers on the left hand side just like we have on Figma, and this right hand side we have our animations on the right hand side rather than the property bar that we have on the right hand side on Figma. Then here you can export your video when you're done. Here you can toggle or adjust your zoom. Here you can share your Jita video, and this is the title of the design you are actually working on. So another thing you should know is you can animate literally everything in Jita, like every single element in your design. So, and another thing I learned when I started using Jita is that I was about the aesthetics rather than the usability. Please know this. The fact that you are animating your screen in Jita doesn't make you lose your thinking as a UI designer. Don't forget you are still designing for users. And what am I trying to say is that it's always good when the animations are slow so that people can enjoy the animation. But also have it at the back of your mind that people are not using that screen because of the animation. They are using it because of the feature. So you have to make your animation as short as possible, because this is you bringing a single screen together. Imagine taking you 4 to 5 seconds for a screen to come together on an application. Do you know how many screens you are going to come across before you actually achieve a feature on an application? Now imagine if every screen is taking 7 to 10 seconds. You will get tired, right? No matter how creative it looks, you will get tired of it at some point. So please always try to keep your videos short and concise, okay? And your interactions or your animations doesn't have to come after one another. You can do everything at once. Everything can come in at once with different kind of animations, and it will still look good. So let's animate this screen now in the next 5 minutes. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is, you guys can see all my layers on the left hand side. I'm going to click on my green background. This is my green background. It's a rectangle. and I'm going to give it a new animation. So when you click on any element, it gives you the details of that element here, the properties of that element, and you can see we have like a slide, right? We have like a tab, so you can switch your tab to animate. So what I'm going to do is, since I've already done everything in my Figma file, I only need to add animation on this Jeta, so I don't have any business with all these ones. I'll just click on animate. So when we talk about animation, we have two types of stages of animation. We have the intro and we have the outro. Now I won't be talking about the outro today. I'll only be talking about the intro. Okay, so you need to, that's why I said you need creativity, because you need to play this thing in your head first. Ask yourself if it actually makes sense to you before you put it in your jitter animation. So this card, how do I want this card to come in? I'll click on new animation. This is, I want to add a new animation to this particular background card, not anything on top, only this card alone. So that's the first thing that I want to animate in this design. So you choose your first element you want to animate. I'll click on new animation, and you can see different types of animations with the card giving me samples already. So I'll go with this one, move and scale in. Then you guys can see the way it came in. I can also change the direction if I want it to come from the top, or I want to come from the bottom, or I want to come from the side. So you can also change your animation type like this. So let's see. I think I like this one, this mask and sliding. Yes, this one makes more sense. I like this one. So if you want to replay the animation you just applied, you drag this bar, drag it to the back, and click your play button. Yeah, that reminds me, this bottom side now, you can only see it when you start adding animation. So this is like your animation bar here. So whatever animation you are adding will keep forming a list underneath this place. You can play your animation from here, you can repeat it from here, and you can always go back, drag this red bar to the back and play again, just to view your animation probably from the start or the most recent one you just added. So I have animated that card. The next thing I want to animate now is this one here. So to zoom in like I just did now, I held my control key and I scrolled up on my mouse, and if I scroll down it will zoom out. That is how to toggle your animation, sorry, to toggle your zoom rather. So I've animated that card. The next thing I have here is my battery pin. I'll click on the battery pin. Well, that one doesn't need anything special. I just want that one to just move and scale. Yeah, so that one is nice. But then you guys can see that when I add a new animation, it comes after the previous one. So, and the more you keep doing that, the more your animation keeps getting longer, right? So you don't have to let one animation to wait for the other for the previous one to finish before it starts. So you can also adjust your animations. So this second animation I just added for this battery pin, I want it to start before even this card finish animating. So I'm going to hold down this animation bar and drag it to the back. So as this card is coming in, I want the battery pin to also follow at this almost the same time. And let me drag it to the back and we play it again. You guys can see the battery pin is there even before the card finishes. Good. So I'll click this top bar here. I'll add a new animation for that too. Let's see. I think I love this one. This shrink makes sense. Or yeah, I think I like this one. So coming from inside to outside, then I hold it again and drag it to the back again so that it doesn't make my animation too long. So as the battery pin is coming in, this one is also coming in. This one I would like it to come in from the top. I'll just add a new animation again. Let's see what I could use. You guys can explore all these kinds of animations. I promise you, the more you play around it, the more interesting it gets and the more better you get at this. So let's use mask and sliding. Let's see. Yes, I like this one. Let me drag it to the back and play it again. Okay, I think I like that. So I'll shift it to the back again so it doesn't have to wait for the previous one before it starts. Then the next thing, these cards, I want them to enter separately. So this one probably from the top, this one from the bottom, and this one from the right hand side. So I'll click on the first card, new animation. I want it to come from the top. So yeah, mask and sliding from the top. Good. I'll drag it to the back. So all these cards, I want them to come in at once. So this one, I'll click on it. I'll add a new animation to it. Then mask and sliding again, but from the bottom. So I'm going to change the direction here. Instead of from the top, I'll change it to from bottom like this. Good. I want it to start the same time the previous one is starting. So two of them are just right on top of each other. Then this one, I want it to come from the right hand side. I'll click on it. I'll click on animation. Then I'm going to use mask and sliding again, but now from the left hand side, from the right hand side back to the left, just like this. Good. Then I'll also align it with the previous two at the top. Then now I want to add a little creative effect here, which means I want this wave to come in separately, right? So if you keep clicking and it's not going, that's because that is a component. So what I need to do is I'll just click on the drop down on this left hand side. I'll look for that particular wave. Once you hover on top of it, it gives you it kind of shows you what you're hovering on top here. So this is the wave here. So I'll add a new animation for this wave alone. So add new animation, and you guys can already see all the animations playing here. So I'll just choose the one I like. So let me take mask and sliding, but not from the top now, from the left back to the right. Now I don't want this one. Let's see, I need a better one. No, no, I don't want that one. Sliding from the right. Let me see. Do I like this one? No, I don't like this one. Shrink, twist. Okay, let me check the mask and review from the left. Yes, I love this. So I love the way the wave just came in now. Yes. So I can make that one longer. I want that to be a bit longer, 11 milliseconds. Yes, that's nice. So I want that to come almost the same time the whole card is coming in, right? So I'm done with these three cards here. So I'll go to the next one, which is my next frame here. I'll add a new animation, and I want that to just slide in from the top. So I'll just click mask and slide in from the top. Yeah, that will just drop, like it's dropping from under this card. Then this 35 is like the major information inside this whole set, right? This 35%. So I'm going to add a new animation for that also. I like this one. I like it to come just from the top. And I'll also make it a bit longer. Then don't forget to also adjust this your animations. So as that one is coming in, I want this one to come almost at the same time. This one to shift it to the back. Let the 35 come almost at the same time. Let's take it back to the beginning and play it all again from the beginning. Yes, I like this. So I don't want my the total time of my animation, I don't want it to be more than 4 seconds, right? Remember, the longer it takes, the more tiring it will get for your clients or your users. So this card here, I want it to just come in like, let's select a nice one. Remember, I said you have to be creative when you're doing this. So let's check this. Oh, this makes sense. I like this one. Yeah, I'll make it come from the top also. Then the text inside, I'll give it a new animation. So I want the card to come first before the text now follows. Then you just choose any animation that actually works for you here. So I want it to mask in from the top to the bottom too, just like this. Then I'll adjust this one, bring it to the back again. So as the card is coming in, the text is also following. Yes. Then the next thing I have here is my text box. I'll add a new animation to that also. I want that to, okay, mask and sliding works fine. It works fine. I think I'm cool with this one. I'll drag it to the back again. And then last but not the least, my nav bar. So I'll just add a new animation to my nav bar again, and I'll make it come from the bottom. Mask and sliding also, but from the bottom. So it's like the last thing on that screen. So I just want it to kind of, conclude that screen. So it comes from the bottom. So that is all we have. Then this my name tag. I want it to also slide in. I can also adjust this one. I'm achieving 4 seconds already. So I also adjust this my name tag, new animation, and I want that to come from the side. So also mask and sliding, then that should come from the right hand side back to the left hand side. Awesome. So yeah, you can also use this white background. I can adjust this white background. This one helps you adjust the duration of your animation. So I'll click on this last one, making sure it's not more than 4 seconds. So the whole animation is 4 seconds now. But now if I should download this animation and I upload it, it's going to be too short, because remember, wherever this duration stops, that is the duration of your whole video. So people don't even have time to even process or even enjoy the beauty of the screen. So my advice is, whenever you're done with the whole animation, click on this background, this white background, and try to increase it like a second or two after your whole animation. So that 1 or 2 seconds will be the time that people use to enjoy the screen before it restarts again. You don't just want the screen to just keep going and coming, keep going and coming. We need some second for the people or for your users to actually look at what you're doing and enjoy your screen. And that is why I've added extra 2 seconds without any animation. So when the animation gets to 4 seconds, it stops for like 2 seconds. So people can see the whole screen and enjoy it before it starts replaying again. So once you are done with this whole thing, you click on export. And to get the sharpest or the highest quality of video, always use this one. That's if you are not using a paid account, of course. But if you are using a paid account, you can use video 4K. But if you're not, please use this 720p pixels. So I'll just click on this. Then it's going to download my video, to process and download my video for me. Then when it is done downloading, as you guys can see, it's already playing. It's giving me a preview here. So I have 2 seconds for people to enjoy the screen before it starts playing again. Then when you are satisfied with what you have, if you are not satisfied, you can go back to your Jeta board and reanimate anything you want to. Then when you're done, just come here and click on the download button and it downloads for you. So that is how to use Jeta. I hope you understand now. Please don't forget to drop a like, drop a comment. I love feedbacks a lot. And if there's anything you would like me to talk about in my next video, please let me know in the comment section. And please be kind enough to subscribe to my channel. I have so many beautiful things to make for you in future. All right, thank you guys.